You could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video. More nonsense to talk about United. But listen, at least we're not only talking about United today, innit, Flawless? We're talking about a bit about Tuchel versus Conte. We're talking about Erling Haaland, because that's a topic I want to discuss, because I thought people were moving a bit mad with that on Saturday. But anyway, Flawless, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I'm stressed.
Why are you stressed?
United
you should be blessed.
Pissing me off, man.
Why are you letting United piss you off?
Man.
What's going on?
You see every single one of these plays, man. They annoy me so much.
And, hey, before you continue going, hold up. You got to introduce the show correctly, man. But the show title. What's wrong with you?
Let me get to that. Yeah. You know, the other day,
I said, let me get.
It was like 3 o'clock, yeah, at night, or 2 o'clock, and I was like, I couldn't sleep. Like, it got to that point, yeah, where I was watching Rio Ferdinand and Stephen Howson doing the match reaction.
Yeah,
that's how my head was gone that day. Sad time, man. Sad time. But anyway, listen, make sure you guys like the video, comment after, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Flawless as well. The link is in the title. Road to 5K for him now.
Love, fam.
And make sure you guys follow his Twitch as well. But anyway, United.
Talk about it.
Where do we get started? You get me started. I want to hear your thoughts.
You got a lot to say. Just Manchester United players doing Manchester United things. Right, that's what it is. You want to see a response. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I will forgive lack of skill. What I won't forgive is lack of effort. For all our off the field issues in terms of the board, in terms of the hierarchy, all that is true, 110%. But that's no excuse for not closing down, not tracking back. Lack of effort. It looked like if someone would have played you that game and said, when did this game happen? You would think that was the end of it. It was either the end of the season or preseason. And we've seen these players in preseason this season actually play well and play with energy and play with tenacity and play out from the back and show for the ball and be brave. But when it comes to the big stage and the bright lights, these players freeze. Not only do they not have it technically, they don't have it from a mental standpoint. And that is more unforgivable than the technical side. I'm not saying bring the ball down and ping it 60 yards. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for you lot just to try. I'm literally asking for all the stuff that we mock when we're running bants about energy and passion and desire and tenacity. Give me that. You can close down. That's nothing to do with skill. You could play me and you in midfield, Bainesy, and we could do that. You can take anyone. Pick someone from the crowd. You could pick two people pick Big Dave and Big Steve from the Stretford end. And they'll close down. You know what I'm saying in that? Like, I'm legit, like, serious to get anybody. That's not a skill set thing, and that's the most worrying thing. And it's a new manager. You lot got a fresh start when you didn't deserve it. And we was all like, wipe the slate clean, new manager, put last season behind us, go and put in a performance. I'm not even asking for results at this point. I'm asking for performance. Look at the goals we conceded in the first goal. David De Gea, who I give you credit all the time for. You called that early, but I've spoken on him many a time. That first goal is nothing to do with
what I said the other day? Tom Heaton should start.
Hey, I'm with it. If you chose to start Tom Heaton, how can David De Gea even complain? Look how many goals he's been at fault for in a short space of time. The second one, he has Eriksen, who he played it to. You've got Martinez one side, you've got Maguire one side, and you've got Dalot wide right. You have 4 options and you pick the worst one. I was joking about this, like, in terms of the Fred one from the Brighton game, because I played Saturday morning and my centre-half played me a pass like that. And I didn't give the ball away. And then afterwards, I was like, you really trust me like that? And he was like, you're the calmest man I know. Don't play with the ball like that. I didn't give it away because I passed it to the other centre-half. But my point is, it's about knowing your surroundings. And why is De Gea, to me, it didn't look like he shouted to Eriksen as a man on you. Why are you playing him the ball there? Like, Eriksen's being brave, which you want. Like, showing for the ball. Courage. These men don't show for the ball. When people talk about why do we play the ball so much backwards and sideways, because people ain't showing. There's no... What's the word I'm looking for? There's no... I sound like Roy Keane. There is no personality. There is no character. Demand the ball. Like, everybody just shirking responsibility and shirking accountability. And this is why I've been so critical of these players, especially the senior ones. David De Gea, who we spoke on. We can all talk about how bad Maguire is, but I think we would all say in the 11, Maguire is probably the worst player in the team. McTominay's in that mix too. Like, why are we not talking about Luke Shaw, who's one of the most senior players in the team? He's been here 8-9 years. He's one of the most experienced outfield players behind Ronaldo. when you look at it. Bruno gets away with him. Luke Shaw and Bruno get away with murder. I've been talking about Bruno for the longest in regards to these performances he putting in they're not that different from his performances when he was getting GNA. It's just that the GNA was masking it. And now we're seeing it. Now the goals are dried up. I said this before. Bruno gives you goals and nothing else. Rashford, spoken. But we've been here. I said about the PSG link, sell him.
But you know what you said?
20 minutes, sell him, but go on.
It's what you said before, like, and I said this on the show with Ryan earlier. I'm fine with players struggling to play how Eric Ten Hag wants, because that's understandable. You are literally 2 months in. Right. I think every single fan can excuse that if you're struggling, maybe in terms of where you're meant to be in certain build-up stages, maybe the press triggers, sometimes like players follow it, sometimes that is not muscle memory kind of thing. I'm fine with it. What I can't excuse is you lose your first draw. Second draw, you lose it as well. You lose the third one. Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why? How? Like, as I said, like, you're playing Brentford Football Club. Let's be honest here. Don't get me wrong. They're a mid-table side at best. They're nothing special. And the thing is that you can't tell me, for example, forget even ability, mentality-wise, compete with them. As I said, like, if you give your 100% and you lose, you know what? I'd be like, you know what? I hold my hands up. Brentford were the better side on the day. Anything could happen, kind of thing, innit? But it's not even like we're trying at this point. And this is what I said, yeah, and this is what I said on the show with Rants. There's no point talking about Ten Hag for a sec. Forget Ten Hag. This is on the players. Well, like, Ten Hag, as I keep saying, is not a miracle worker. And someone said, better speak on Sancho. I said it the other day. No matter if you like Jadon Sancho, no matter if you hate Jadon Sancho, no matter if you criticize him going forward, that could happen. What I can't excuse is what I said to you before we went on here. 47th minute, Brentford had a throw-in. You're jogging back. What? Why are you jogging back?
That's a fair criticism.
Why are you jogging back? And this ain't... Listen, if it was Rashford on the other side, people would have been onto him straight back. But with Sancho, we allow him. Come on, man. Like, no player in this squad is currently putting their weight or putting their weight together kind of thing, innit?
Apart from the only ones I can say that I can't really criticize is the new signings. They're the only ones I'm not
new signings I can understand kind of thing. Especially big up Malassi, because I was heavily praising Malassi the other day when he came on. But the rest of them, what more excuses do you want?
What makes it worse is when you said Brentford, sorry to cut you off, mid-table side. Brentford and Brighton will probably in the FA Cup or League Cup play a lower league side, whether that's Championship, League One, and they'll give them a better game than we did. Like we've seen lower league sides come to Old Trafford, whether it's the League Cup or the FA Cup, and make it difficult, close down, rush you. You know what I'm saying? Give you no time on the ball, give you no space to work, and then eventually, normally your skill will show through and you'll break them down. We're not even doing that.
Like, all I say, at the end of the day, you still play for Manchester United, and you're still half decent play. You match them in terms of effort, you're going to win the game 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10. We don't even do that.
Facts.
Like, and the thing is, I said this. Like, people, I think I was reading the comments on Ranting Show, for example, before people saying I'm being reactionary, saying it's just 2 games. I keep saying this. This is what people don't get. It's not 2 games with these players. These players have been doing this for how long now? Well, because he's a new manager, we're going to give them another clean slate. As I said, you still have to remember what the players have done before, because they're showing the exact same nonsense that they've done under the previous manager, under Ralph, the manager before that in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, before that in Jose, before that in LBG, because that's how long some of these players have been here. They're showing the same nonsense. So it's not 2 games.
Yeah, it's not 2 games. I think with the clean slate thing, now it's not clean because everybody was on side. Like, if you talk to Love to Sasha every single time as well, Saeed was in the ground. Everyone else I've spoke to who was in the ground as well for the first game said the place was rocking. Give the crowd something to shout about. But you lot just continue to put in poor showings and, again, effort levels. All we're asking you, man, is to run around and try. Kick someone up in the air. Argue. Do something. I'm sure you've played five-a-side, Bainesy. When your team has been conceding goals, I bet man are arguing.
Exactly.
These man, we're all 2-3-0 down and there's no heated arguments.
That's what exactly. And this is where I look at the players here. You concede, surely, like everyone's played football before, you have like a bit of bite. You're a bit aggressive kind of thing, innit? You're
a reaction.
You're a bit touchy kind of thing, innit? You're emotional because you're losing.
Facts.
With these players, you concede a goal. I'm looking at them, head down. Head down. I see Ronaldo. Ronaldo was kind of shouting, to be fair, innit? The rest
he was
of them,
trying to G him up at the second. Yeah. I think it was the second goal we conceded.
The rest of them, head down. Like, come on, man. Like, you're playing Brentford in the nicest possible way, even if you're a goal down, you still have a chance.
Yeah, the game's not over.
Exactly.
The game's not over.
What are you lot doing on the pitch?
You spot on. And that clean slate now with these players is gone. All we can do is, and all we've got, and I was saying this to you before, is hope that Ten Hag can do something. That's all we can hope. Like he can switch it. I was talking about this before the Brentford game, whether it's a personnel change or a system change or both. Now I've changed the system. That's what I would do. And it goes against his philosophies, it does. But you have to work with what you've got. I would personally go to a back three.
I was thinking this the other day, don't get me wrong, I will play a back three against Liverpool, but no matter what we do, the personnel, let's be honest, 95% of the squad, for example, is not good enough. Like, again, it's got to the point where...
They're not good enough to go where we want to, but you said it and I said it. They are good enough to compete against Brentford. They're good enough to compete against Brighton. That's what I would say. Not win people, just compete.
No, but it's got to that point here where I don't think it's necessarily an ability point of view. It's a mentality and cultural issue at this club kind of thing, isn't it? Like, you come to this club, you die.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't die because you're dying for the badge. You die because you're crap. And this club's crap.
You're a graveyard. We're a graveyard for talent.
Yeah. So, like, that's what I keep saying. It's a cultural issue at this club, which is why I'm like, okay, you get rid of these 11 players, for example, that started the other day, and you bring in another 11 in the squad, you're still getting backed. You're still losing. Like, it's got to that point. And don't get me, we'll talk about Garner because I have a theory on Garner, by the way.
Yeah, I'll talk because the chat was trying to get onto me because I was saying I don't particularly want to see Garner, so we will discuss that. But we're good enough. Put it this way, we're good enough to compete against anybody. That's what I'm saying. Maybe minus Manchester City, we're good enough to. We just seen Fulham compete against Liverpool on the opening day. Palace are playing them tonight. I guarantee you, whether Liverpool win or not, Palace are probably going to give them a game. Even if Liverpool win 2-0 or win 3-0 or 3-1, it's not going to be plain sailing. We're too easy to play against, and that's what's unforgivable. We are good enough to compete against anybody in the league, probably bar Manchester City, who we seen what they did to West Ham. Minus them. That's how I'm looking at it.
Like, the thing is, you're not even saying, for example, win it. All you're basically saying, win your duels, for example. Try.
Yes.
That's it. Like, it's got to that point where standards are on the floor with United. And this is why we praised Elanga last year, for example. All Elanga did was run. And Rashford didn't do that. And this is the problem. Like, we're willing to literally praise the players for like nothing. And the players are not even giving us that nothing. Nah, my head's still hot, you know. I swear to God, these days. Sometimes I'm curious what your thoughts on letting go of Garner. I said this. This is my opinion here. I don't necessarily think Ten Hag wants to get rid of Garner, but I think Ten Hag probably realizes Garner is probably one of our most sellable assets, and he probably knows to get someone else in the squad, he's going to have to let go of Garner.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
The chat got onto me. I think, was it Thursday's Bandem United? Or choose one of the Bandem United last week, Fridays. Oh, yeah, you was there. Yeah, you was on the show. Yeah, I forgot. I'm saying, yeah, Fridays. And I was talking about if we let Garner go, I'm cool with it. People talk, how can you say that about Garner? I'm cool. Like, as much as, yeah, if he played, I'd rather see him than McTominay, yes. But I'd rather see somebody in the chat over McTominay in our midfield. What are we talking about? I'm saying, pick a name out of the chat in the midfield rather than McTominay. I take players who play central midfield in my Saudi league team over him at this point. And probably the rest of the players as well, to be honest. So that's really not saying much. I just don't really have an issue with Garner. When has Garner pulled up any trees to get this, we shouldn't sell him? Unless you're complaining about it not being a Ten Hag decision, that I understand.
What do you think
in terms of a Philly standpoint, I think Ten Hag's looked at him and gone, yeah, cool. Are we really going to hang our hat on
But don't you think, is what I said then? He probably looks at Garner and say, you're a sellable asset.
Maybe. I don't
think necessarily you're good enough to be starting for Manchester United where I want United to go, but you're a sellable asset right now. You come off a relatively good season with Forest. We can get 15 to 20 million pounds, and hopefully the club will let me reinvest that money into another player.
Maybe.
I think that's how he's looking at it.
It could be that. Yeah, maybe it could be that. Definitely could be that.
And it's not a good thing, by the way, if he does look at it like that. And it's not Ten Hag's fault, it's the people above. Because Ten Hag clearly knows he's working on a budget kind of thing. You have a budget for everything, but let's be honest. This is Manchester United Football Club. You come off one of your worst seasons, and let's be honest.
I'll say that was the man said no Bainesy, but go on, carry on.
This is one of our worst seasons. We're coming off one of our worst seasons, and what we're giving a manager £150 million to sort this mess out.
It's ridiculous. It should be 350.
I swear to God, man. And someone said this, yeah. If Liverpool beat you 5 now, I'll be calling for Eric Ten Hag out if I was a United fan. The same side beat Brentford 3-1 and Ranieri and Ten Hag lost 4-0. I said this. What does changing the manager at this point change? Because listen, Roy Keane said left players don't change the spots. Wow. If we sack Ten Hag now, it's the exact same thing in terms of the players have won again. Player power has won. Because I said, if you sack Ten Hag now, players are going to get another chance. No matter how bad Ten Hag does, in my eyes, unless it's like 13th, 14th, 15th, that's a different story kind of thing. But you're going to have to ride the wave kind of thing. Right. You're going to have to give Ten Hag the exact same power that Arteta got at Arsenal. Arteta, fair play to him, and Arsenal, he was allowed to make the big decisions, for example. Aubameyang, gone. Straight away brought in Aaron Ramsdale, even though, let's be honest, Leno was a decent keeper. Made Ramsdale the number 1, for example, last year. And let's be honest, look at the impact Ramsdale made on that Arsenal side. He's been able to make those big calls. He's been able to spend on areas that he would like.
Yeah. And I think managers trolling here because even if we were to lose 5-0 to Liverpool, which I actually don't think will happen, number one, you can't just pick a one game and then say the last manager did better, so then you should sack him. No, football doesn't work like that. There's context to everything. There's 110% context. There's 110% context to everything. And if you sack Ten Hag, who do you then go and get? And you give a manager more than 3 games. I'm saying, and then if Poch does bad in 3 games, then you sack him. Like, it's ridiculous.
And then you get Big Sam in because we're probably in relegation battle.
There we go. And then Big Sam will save us and he'll steady the ship. And then we go and get someone to try and kick on. Probably get Graham Potter. You know what I'm saying? And then he has the same issue. Yeah. Like, it's nonsense. Having Ten Hag, the fact that we're talking about Ten Hag out is ridiculous.
Like I said, this
outrageous.
I'll be honest. Ten Hag in my eyes is making some mistakes in it. But I said this, like,
yeah, he's gonna make mistakes.
You're new to this country, for example, in terms of maybe people think he's naive playing Martinez at centre back, which I don't necessarily think is the case. But people might say he's naive to the country. He's going to learn. He's maybe made some silly team selections, for example, maybe not playing Malacia, but he's going to learn. Because
the thing is, every single manager makes mistakes picking 11s. Whoever you think the best manager in the Premier League is, if it's Pep, we've seen Pep make big mistakes on the big stage, Champions League finals. We've seen this, and he's the best manager in the country. If you think it's Tuchel, if you think it's Klopp, we've seen them all make mistakes. And I've said this, Ten Hag will make mistakes. He's learning. He's new here, like you said. Did you expect him to just come here and hit the ground running? Like, no. But he has to get more right than he gets wrong. That's what it has to be.
And this is why can't he drop Maguire and start Bruyne? I said this. People wanted Maguire to drop, but Maguire played well the first game. Maguire was one of our better players.
Well, but I don't think he was bad.
No, in terms of like he was a 5/6 out of 10 when the rest of our players weren't. That day, him and Martinez were one of our better players. So why not try build a partnership, for example? And he did that for the second game because he kept them 2 together. Like, as a manager, you're not just going to change every lineup, left, right, and center kind of thing. Because what does that change? You're trying to build continuity with the side as well.
Continuity.
That's the word, isn't it? Come on, man.
That's the word, yeah, man. Come on, Bainesy. Let's go. We out here, man. We out here. You know what I'm saying? English hype. Let's go.
And that's what annoys me. Like, people, like, don't get me wrong, Ten Hag deserves blame for some decisions, but he's not the biggest issue.
Again, it's a minimal blame, though, because he's new. You know what I'm saying in that? He's new. He's new. You know what I'm saying in that? You know what I'm saying?
So this Backman thing, man. Don't get me wrong. Backman's probably better than David here right now. Oh, but that's a conversation for another day. Big up Mimi. Someone said it's only Manchester United where Rafa Varane is on the bench from a while. It will, like, don't get me wrong, Ten Hag will change it if he has problems with Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I believe so. From when we see McTominay get dropped this last game, it makes sense.
And this is another good point as well about Maguire passing for Ten Hag's style. Yeah, it's true. Like, if you're looking at a midfield, Harry Maguire is one of our better progressive passes. Factually.
Wait, what? From the centre-back options, you mean?
From our centre-backs and our midfielders. Maguire progresses the ball a lot more than the midfielders.
Jesus Christ. Yo.
Like, if we're talking about Fred and Tommy, for example.
You might be right.
It's true. I know it's true.
Yo, why are you saying to stop saying that, man? You know what I'm saying? I know it's true. I believe
that's just the harsh reality of things.
Bainesy, you're my point of call. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? In that, like, your
someone said, is
stop
passing good
saying
enough?
it's true, man.
No,
I'm
someone
saying,
said, is he passing good enough though, Baines? His passing is better than Rafael Varane's, which is why he plays.
stop, man.
It's true.
Yeah, fam, just because it's true don't mean you have to keep saying it. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's the reason why Ten Hag plays him. This is what people need to understand. Like,
oh my God.
what? Just leave Ten Hag alone, kind of thing. Sometimes, isn't it? Like, as I said, you can't expect a new manager to come in and make every. Like I said this. Remember during the time where I was like, I can't remember who I was talking to. Where I said Ten Hag will play certain players you don't like.
We spoke
Those
on this many
players
times.
might perform. Those players might not. Where you then can criticize Ten Hag for is if he keeps the same players that are not performing.
Spot on. Bainesy, you spitting, man.
No, but that's what
since Bainesy, I gotta give you your credit. Since you've come back off holiday, you have been 10-10. You know what I'm saying? And
but
like with your talk and opinions, you have been smart. I gotta give you your credit because I will criticize you when I disagree with you. Yo, you spitting right now. You need to go on holiday more often. Where did you go?
And this is well, yeah.
Wait,
look
let's
at
switch in lanes. Where did you go?
Quickly, no. Because my head's up. Look at what passing got us. Listen, remember this, yeah? Harry Maguire didn't play against Brighton, for example, last year. We still lost 4-0. As I said,
I don't even remember the game. Harry raised it from
it gets to the point where instead of blaming the Harry Maguire or the other centre backs every single time, we need to know it's a bigger problem. It's a bigger problem. And someone said, but eye test shows what we do with that passing. Listen, whether people like it or not, people can't think rationally on Harry Maguire. They can't. I see Harry Maguire play well and I see him still getting cooked. You know why? Because Maguire is the scapegoat now. It was Pogba in previous cases. It's going to be Maguire now.
It's one of them. You're right. People do dislike Maguire so much to the point where if he does play well or one of the better players, he will still get criticized. He is at that point.
Now we're trying to scapegoat Ronaldo. Why don't we, as a club, as I said this before, forget blaming employees of the club? We've had Ralph, we've had Ten Hag now, we've had what do you call it? Jose, LVG, Moyes, Ed Woodward. The recruitment team's poor, for example. Listen, the players are poor. Some of these players have left the club, for example, and shined. Why don't we stop blaming the employees of the club and look at the employers? That's where the main energy should be at it. Because we say everything's not good enough, but guess what? There's still people that employ them. And someone said, Baines, you're wearing a United shirt. As I said, I don't care. I will wear a United shirt. You know why? You know why I would wear a United shirt? Because you know what? Next week, when it comes, we win a game, no one's talking about the Glazers. It don't matter with the Glazers, as I said. Like you win a game, everyone celebrate. As I said, the saying is when lose or draw Glazers out. It's never that. It's lose or draw Glazers out when you keep silent. That's just the harsh reality of things. I say it all the time. As I keep saying, remember, guess what happened? We got and signed Bruno Fernandes at January transfer window. They were protesting outside Woodward's house the week before. You signed Bruno Fernandes the next week, everyone was silent. Why? If you're really about Glazers out and stuff. You know why? Don't matter to them. You give people a new shiny toy, that's it, everyone's silent again. Yeah. It happened with Ronaldo.
Yep.
Everyone's buying Ronaldo shirts. There's no, the Glazers thing is just boring because we have people like Rio Ferdinand, for example, and I always say this. This guy's doing flipping mattress adverts outside in Old Trafford. Oh, win this and you can sleep inside Old Trafford last year. But now all of a sudden, when the pressure's on the Glazers, now you want to talk about the Glazers. Not even on TV, by the way. He talks about it on his YouTube channel because Stephen Alson asked.
Bainesy on smoke today.
But that's just the truth. That's what people do. As I always say, Glazers out is the biggest popularity trend. What about Myrtle? What's this got to do with Myrtle, as I said?
Bainesy on smoke.
As I said, this is what people don't realize here. You know, with Myrtle, in terms of finances, it's not Myrtle who gives the finances to Ten Hag. He's had to ask for finances from the people above.
Who gives the finances?
The Glazers.
Oh,
this
the Glazers
is what people don't realize,
All right, okay.
And this is what people need to understand. There was a report by Laurie Whitwell last week, that said the budget for United's backup keeper was £1 million. 1 million. And they had to move that to 7 million the other day. That's not on Mel. That's not on Richard Arnold. That's on the people above giving the funds. If the people above are not giving the funds to the people below, what's the point? Like people say United need to pay the deferred wages, for example. Merton needs to pay it. You think he has a choice? You think he has a budget?
He has a budget, it seems. Minimum budget.
In terms of like, he can't exceed the budget kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And it's completely different, for example, the Chelsea situation, because Todd Bowley's doing everything. That's his money. This ain't Myrtle's money. I don't think people get that at all. What you do criticize Myrtle for is maybe setting up the correct recruitment team. But even then, I said this. It depends on if he has the finances above to get rid of people and employ people. Because, for example, you know the academy works on like a budget for the academy is a lot less kind of thing, innit, to get the best people. All Myrtle did for the academy was get five scouts from City, for example.
Yeah.
That's all he did. And then look at academy now. We have an academy, in my eyes, which is second to none in this country. Some of the players we are coming through. That's just a fact. It's just a fact.
Fam, I'm letting you go. Your head sort like, you shooting, man. Shoot, fam.
No, it's just a fact kind of thing, isn't it?
If I thought if I disagreed with something you said, I'd say.
And someone said Myrtle was on holiday in Barcelona. He agreed a fee for Frankie de Jong. Use your brains, people. He literally agreed a fee. It's factual that we've agreed a fee.
You have agreed a fee. You spit.
Like as I said, a lot of people want to criticize people, but then they don't know why. Like, people literally can't explain why. And someone said the academy is horrible. That's why we won the FAU Cup last year. Horrible academy though, innit? Come on, think for yourselves, people.
Where you go, fam? This is your time, man.
And someone said, Baines, you know the real problem, but you refuse to talk about them. I'm so confused. As I said, the real problem is the Glazers. But there's no point talking about them when everyone's only going to talk about them when we're losing or drawing. It's as I said, it's a social media trend. That's all it is. And literally everything on social media is a social media trend, let's be honest. Especially Glazers out.
They ain't serious.
Exactly.
Our fan base ain't serious. From when we did the protest, and I was there 2 out of 3 of them. I'm saying I scored more goals at Old Trafford than Rashford in the past 6 months. But I'm saying, you should have seen me bagging goals at the protest people. But all jokes aside, yeah, that's when I knew it. Like with the protest, it's like it's gaining steam. I'm like, all right, we all on the same page, despite what we think of the manager. And then boom, we signed did we sign Bruno or did we sign Ronaldo? And the fan base shut up. I can't remember who we signed. It was one of the
two. Which one? Was it the Super League protest?
The Saeed one, the Saeed the one he set up, and then the one after that when we got the Liverpool.
I think that was a Super League thing, innit? That was a Ronaldo song.
Okay, maybe Ronaldo. I can't remember because there's been so many protests. Because there was 3 of them, and I went to 2 out of 3 of them. Did I go to the Liverpool one? No, I wasn't at the Liverpool one. I was at the 2.
Liverpool one was a Super League thing, innit? I think.
Was it? I can't remember, innit? But yeah, like our fan base not serious, man. Because too many people. Go on.
You know what we got from that Super League thing?
Go on.
We got must having more communication with the Glazers. That's all we got. We got a crappy little fan advisory board or whatever it was.
What's your thoughts on Gary Neville now being more vocal about it on TV? I'm sure you've seen him and Jamie.
I'll be honest, I think Gary Neville will is that though, to be fair.
Okay, but now it seems
Gary Neville has always blamed the Glazers, let's be honest. There's a reason, let's be honest there. Don't get me wrong, he backed Oli probably more than most people in terms of the other managers, but he was always talking about the Glazers.
But now he's being much more, what's the word I'm looking for? He's being much more strong with his stance on it. Like he literally said, it's time for the Glazers to sell the club. To my knowledge, he hasn't said that before. All right, so I'm asking your opinion on it. And did you see the debate with him?
When Jamie Carragher was like, look me in my eyes or something.
Redknapp, he said, look at me when I'm talking to you. It was Redknapp.
I don't have a problem with Gary Neville.
Okay, I'm just asking. That's what it is. But yeah, the fan base is, but I knew this anyway. Like our fan base not being serious. Look at how they react to me. Look how they react to you. Look how they react to other content creators. I'm sure it's happened to you. You've been blamed for results. I'm sure you've been blamed for results. That's happened to me. United drew a game and somebody blamed me. I said, did I play? Was I on the pitch and missed it? Was I in the changing room? Toxic culture. They blame content creators. Or you fan comments. All we want is what's best for Manchester United. That's it.
As I said, this is what, yeah. I don't believe in this guy. I'll be honest.
Why? Why don't you believe in him? Talk to us, Bainesy.
I think he's doing it for clout. That's my general opinion.
Go on, man, say clout. Go on.
So that's what I think he is, because I think he's gained probably 15,000 followers since he's done it.
So if you want to gain followers, say we're gonna take over Manchester United.
No, but it's true though. Like, come on, what's the plan? Break down how you're going to take over. Break down the consulting thing. He's done nothing.
Fair dues.
But you know what? Let me go on Twitter every 2 days saying, "Oh, thank you for your support. Ignore the trolls." That's all he's got done. I swear to God. Let me get his Twitter.
Yeah, jump on his Twitter. And while Bainesy does that, because Bainesy's got a lot to say on this. Get them likes up, people. Get them likes up.
Yeah.
Get the likes up. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well, man. Bainesy, what number you up to? Where you at? 6K sub? You on the road to 6, 7? How many subs you got?
I think it's 6. Like
road to 6 or road to 7.
6.
All right, road to 6. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Go follow his Twitch as well, man. Support Statman Baines, doing great work out here, cooking everybody. Everybody getting cooked. Bainesy on smoke. You know what I'm saying? Bainesy on smoke.
Look at this guy. Social media platforms can be a force for good or evil. An anonymous house for every sad, nasty, lunatic crackpot. Thankfully, reader MK consulting bid for good people far outweigh and much greater sport the evil user of these platforms. Thank you all for the magnificent support. You don't need to be doing this every single day. And to be fair, I think Stephen Alston actually called him out. In terms of like, Stephen Alston was like, yo, you're just chatting absolute rubbish kind of thing, innit? And let's be honest here. This is another thing. If you're serious, would you actually be arguing with Stephen Alston?
Just go get the business done. How about that? That's why.
No, but think about it. If you were serious about buying the club, would you be arguing with Stephen Alston?
Yeah, I hear that. There isn't too many club owners I can think of who are on Twitter arguing. So yeah, I understand that viewpoint. I do. But go and get the business done. What's he actually said? Because I've paid it no attention. He said he has a consortium to try and buy the club.
He's trying to get a consortium because he wants that Jim Radcliffe guy, innit?
Okay, like we'll see in it. When they make a bid is when I pay more attention to it. I ignore all these rumors, but I think you was right on the last show when we're talking about people just making up room when you said about being how you could be a journalist and just say anything. You know what I'm saying? And cite any source and people believe it. Like when I seen today on Twitter about Ronaldo eats alone in the canteen.
My days, don't get me started on that. It's what I swear
let's
to
go,
God.
Man. Talk about it, man. Your time,
Daisy. My days, man. Yeah. Ronaldo, yeah, but make sure you guys like the video as well. Ronaldo eating alone is why we ran 13.8 less kilometers than Brentford.
Yeah, absolutely.
And realistically, think about it. You see with Ronaldo, half the team fanboy over Cristiano Ronaldo. Dallo is basically his little son. Garnacho literally celebrates with him every single time. Alanga wants to hold his hand every 2 minutes. And you think Ronaldo's really sitting alone? Think about it for a sec. No, seriously, think about it. And if a player's sitting alone here, realistically, what's that going to do to your performance? That doesn't. Ronaldo sitting alone here is why Sancho is not running back and tracking back the wingers or the fullbacks. As I said, this team needs to take accountability, which is why, as much as I criticize David De Gea, at least David De Gea came out after the game and said, you know what? I made mistakes. It was my fault we lost. Take accountability. I said this the other day. Dallo lost the ball and you're blaming someone else. Why not focus on your passing? Why not focus on your ability to cross a ball? Because your ability to cross a ball is shocking. Look at yourselves in the mirror. And I swear there was a report a couple of weeks ago, saying some of these players are, what do you call it? Oh, what's the word? Feeling insecure. Oh my days, man. Feel insecure all you want at this point. Because you were secure on the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you still didn't win anything.
That's a very valid, very valid
don't give me all that nonsense now.
And we don't care about your feelings either. How about you, man, perform? We don't care. We ain't here to like you.
Ronaldo sitting by himself is the reason Scott's confidence and it was that bad the other day. He's the reason Scott McTominay passed the ball out when you try and look him from Leicester. Oh my days! I fully am, you know. Like these lot have literally annoyed me so much.
Just need to let it go, fam. Let it go.
Nah,
you watched Frozen before. Let it go, man. It's calm, fam.
There was more.
All right, go and get to it, fam. I'm here to just mediate.
About Ronaldo moaning about the high pressing approach favored by Ten Hag and the training, all about nonsense, yeah. But on the 8th, these same journalists were saying Ronaldo's working extremely hard in the preseason. Training. He's one of the best trainers. He's doing overtime with the likes of Garnacho. But all of a sudden, in 3-4 days, he's training alone now. or whatever, sitting alone while he's eating.
He's eating alone. Yeah, he's eating alone now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes him. Typical Manchester United, man. I've said this before, we're soap, man. I've said this before, we are soap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. We are Hollyoaks. Like, I don't watch it, but every time I advertise, somebody's getting stabbed, someone's getting shot, somebody's fighting, somebody's getting robbed, someone's blowing up, someone's cheating on their partner. There's always something wild going on. That's us. That is literally us. And yeah, man, Samad, I've been tweeting about this. I tweeted about it the day of the Brentford game, the day after of the Brentford game. I said, I'm in this. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing a bulletproof. I know how many shots I'm going to take on these streams. I'll be next week. When me and Bainesy do the show on Friday, I'll be wearing this. I'm wearing this all the way up until the Monday game against Liverpool. And I do the watch along. I may still be in it after that as well. I know how many shots. Man's just here, like literally. I'm a heavy bag in a boxing gym. Just here taking punishment. Just taking.
Yeah, Tenor. By the way, Tenor did make them come training on the next day.
Yeah,
they were there at 9.
I don't believe the whole he made them run 13.8 kilometers because
I believe so.
They ran less. You believe that? I don't believe that. I believe he made them run. I don't think he was like, right, you're gonna run 13. I think that's add into it.
No, Ten Hag literally came out and said, like, yo, what do you call it? Like, these players weren't literally following my instructions, kind of thing. So listen, if you're that angry, listen, I hope these players suffer even more. Honestly, you should have made them run double. You should have made them run 26 kilometers. I swear that's a marathon now.
See, yeah, NXT said it there, 13.8 on the 30th of August, 30th of 8. Yeah, right. Yeah, that I do believe he put them through their paces. Yeah, I just don't believe it was 13.8. I don't believe it was that.
Oh, man. I hope these will suffer even more.
And so MJ
they made me suffer for this many years now. I hope every single one of them, after they ran that amount of money or whatever, ran that amount, he was crying on the floor. And you know Conte, what Conte done in preseason?
What do you do?
When you had them running after the game and stuff.
Yeah.
I hope these players are suffering. I hope someone vomited or something. I beg this of it.
Ten Hag should have rocked the boat on day one. New captain, no clean slate. The thing is, I don't think this is a captaincy issue. MJ, you let me know who you think the captain should be. 1, 2. I don't think it makes a difference. I think people put way too much stock in the captain. Way, way, way too much. And minus Martinez, I don't think there's another captain there is another captain. Martinez is the only one.
He's a new signing though.
That's the problem. But give me a better candidate. The best candidate's a new signing. So not only are you trying to get...
Like I said, you're choosing between any Tom, Dick and Harry at this point. You might as well just do a raffle at this point with United. Because let's be honest, no one deserves it. So it don't really matter.
There isn't anyone suit. Because our senior players, the one guy who you would think would get the captaincy, has been making more mistakes than Maguire and De Gea. De Gea's not in the right frame of mind currently. Luke Shaw's not it. There are senior players. Bruno's not it. Ronaldo's not it. There are 5 senior players. De Gea, Shaw, Bruno, Ronaldo, Maguire. That's it. I don't think giving the captaincy to anybody makes sense.
Oh, this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. Who keeps leaking the stuff? Listen, remember when they was blaming Paul Pogba, Dean Henderson, Lee Grant, and Jesse Lingard?
Yeah.
We're in the exact same situation now.
Unless you know it wasn't them.
No, it might have been them, but we're still in the exact same situation now, which is why I said it's a cultural issue with this club. Because it ain't just 1 or 2 players. Oh, the leagues are meant to be gone, and we're still getting stuff out after a negative result the next day or on the Monday. Tuchel versus Conte. Let's talk about that.
All right, we can go to that. Loved it.
Thank you.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. That's what the Premier League and rivalry is all about, man. Like, give me some... I don't need storylines on the pitch, but off the pitch, give me storylines like that. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Very good game to watch as well. I like Tuchel. I like Conte. You know what I'm saying? They both highly competitive. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to happen. And I love that. I've never seen Tuchel that fired up. You know what Conte's like. So it was good to see even at the end with the handshake. Loved it.
Yeah, like I said, like, people were complaining bad image for the Premier League, all that nonsense. They're acting like little kids. That's what you call Premier League. That's what you call football.
It was handbags, people. Tuchel weren't going to fight. Conte weren't going to fight. None of them were going to fight. Because if someone wanted to fight, they would have swung at each other. That's what it is. Nothing was going to happen. So man is saying, oh, Tuchel would have got folded or Conte would have got folded. They're not putting hands on each other. Tuchel even said afterwards, yeah, nothing, like, it's no I don't dislike him or anything like that. That's just the competitive nature.
Yeah. And I want to say this here. You know, when you play football, you are emotional. You want to win.
Yes, of course.
The crowd's up for you. You want to win.
Yeah, and two teams don't like each other, people.
Yeah.
This is very, like them two teams, Chelsea and Spurs, really do not like each other. And then you've got the whole Conte factor being ex-Chelsea as well. And some of their fan base don't like him. Trust me.
And then we had the Battle of the Bridge moment a couple years ago. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
now this.
That's what I'm saying. I want more of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it took me back to United Arsenal. That's what that did. I want to see more of
this. Nice handshake, dilly-dallying.
One of this City Liverpool
thing.
Kissing, yeah, man.
I love your player too. Oh, you don't mind?
Oh, I love your players. Oh, your fullbacks are great. No, your fullbacks are better. All this rubbish. Nah, man. Dislike them, man.
Yeah, like I saw this.
They are stopping you from being successful. 100%.
Conte barge and Ninja Kovacic in the tunnel and Kovacic back. Brilliant.
Love that.
The game's a game. The game's a game. And someone said Conte's an animal. Spurs got a different mentality ever since he's arrived. That's Conte for you. That is Antonio Conte for you. But I think it's brilliant to see, I'll be honest. I hope this continues. I can't wait for the next game.
They need to match. Go on.
Stuff is going to be said before. Remember Conte versus Jose a couple years ago when they're going after the fake wig, and then obviously we lost in the FA Cup final eventually. But that build up to that game was sick.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? They need to draw each other in the FA Cup and League Cup again. I need that. Give me that 4 or 5 times a season. Absolutely. Beautiful. I don't know when the reverse fixture is, but I can't wait.
What do you think about the decisions by the ref?
Oh, shocking refereeing decisions.
No,
but outside, for the goal, shocking. For the first goal, that's a foul on Havertz. It's a foul.
What, 45 seconds there?
Even 45, yeah, it's a foul. But again, that's just bad refereeing decision. Richarlison is offside. However, what I will say is, to all the Chelsea fans being mad, your players made individual errors and it cost you. Look, that's what it is.
I'll be honest.
And people don't want to blame the players, but go on, carry on.
I don't know. You know, with me, it's like 45 seconds there. Like, are you really gonna bring it back that far? Like, look how many phases of play have passed since that decision.
That's a fair point, but it is still a foul. But like I said, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm putting that on my players. But most Chelsea fans are not doing that and want to blame the referee. Obviously, they have similar to United fans. Yeah, like similar to us with Maguire. That's them with Anthony Taylor because he screwed them over so many times. Like, we're talking about the Chelsea-Spurs rivalry. Chelsea fans versus Anthony Taylor is right up there. Like, I hope he referees the reverse fixture. However, Chelsea fans don't want to put it on their players. Havertz missed the sitter, Sterling missed the sitter. For the first goal, Jorginho gets caught in his own box. Mendy should save that. The second goal, people want to talk about.
You know the first goal quickly before we move on to the second. Do you think Richarlison was offside, or he was offside? But do you think he interfered with?
I think he did.
Mendy.
When I've seen the freeze frame, it looks it, but Mendy should still save it. It's not as powerfully. It's not a strong shot. It's not powerfully struck. I think it took a little deflection. It might have been Koulibaly, and that took even more of the sting out of it. Mendy should save that. That's poor goalkeeping.
But I'll be honest, I'm with this. The first goal in Miles was 50-50 in it. Like, I still don't know if it should have been ruled there, if not. Because I do, maybe Richarlison interfered. Like, you don't know unless you're Edouard Mendy kind of thing, innit? But the second goal, I'll be honest, Romero lucky not to get sent off for the hairpull.
Oh, yeah. Is that classed as violent conduct?
You dragged him down by his hair.
No, but is it classed as violent conduct is one? Because there's no rule, nothing in the rule book saying you can't, like, there's no hair pulling rule. I'm saying, what does it fall under? I'm asking you the question.
I don't know, but it must be violent conduct then.
I don't know if it's violent conduct because he's pulling a shirt. What's the difference between pulling a shirt and pulling hair?
Yeah, but you're still going to get in trouble for pulling a shirt.
Yeah, but pulling shirt's a yellow card offense is what I'm saying. And even Ray saying, I think the keeper sees it late. Even the keeper seeing late, he should save that. I'm sorry. I rate Mendy. He should save that. It's not powerfully struck. Højbjerg is far out. You know what I'm saying in that? Look at the shot. I'm sorry. If my keeper's getting beat from, he was at least 20, 25 yards out. My keeper's getting beat from 20, 25 yards out. That shot better be. I don't care if it's in the side netting. It better be going at an electric pace.
James was not class of violent conduct. That's why they haven't suspended him.
Yeah, I didn't think so. This is why I asked.
Then so by the letter of the law, then that goal should have stood.
But man is saying it's violent conduct. I don't know in it because VAR. Ryan was telling me yesterday how VAR can only pull it up for violent conduct. So I don't know what's going on. But then a referee, ex-referee on Twitter was saying it is violent conduct. See, a man is saying who've got a 3-match ban for pulling Fellaini's hair, so it is violent conduct. They make it up as they go along.
Someone said there's no rule for elbow in the face, but it's violent conduct. So it's
No, you can't
basically
strike.
about how you
No,
interpret it, kind of thing, isn't
you
it?
can't strike an opponent. That's in there. Striking an opponent falls on the elbow. There is a rule for that. You can't strike an opponent. If you punch someone, but that's not the same. Pulling hair is not the same as punching someone in the face or striking someone. It's not strike. You have it. Like, that's
I
what I'm
get
saying.
that.
Well, yeah,
It's a
Mendy
weird
should
one, though.
do
It's a
that
weird
for-
one.
Well, yeah, all of this, like I said, is on Chelsea. Havertz, Mr. Sitter. That is criminal. That's it. Havertz, Sterling, Mr. Sitter. Criminal. People ain't talking about it because he scored the equalizer. Harry Kane, Mr. Sitter. So if I'm Chelsea or Spurs, even though Spurs played poorly and Chelsea battered them, it's on them players there. Again, for the first, Jorginho getting caught in his own box. That's on him. Mendy getting beat from that distance and it's not a powerful shot. I'm sorry, that's on him. Second goal, people want to talk about our centre-back. You don't, Thiago Silva, arguably the best centre-back in the league, getting beat for a last-minute header. That's on Thiago Silva. Kane's in his zone because we was doing the watch-along with Wandy because I was like, who lost Kane? Because they do a little bit, they do like a zonal marking. It was Thiago Silva. Let that have been Martinez. It would have been all about his height. But Thiago Silva's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". And he's losing headers. So we've seen the two best centre-backs in the league make mistakes in the first
I
two
don't
games.
think Thiago Silva is that tall, is he?
Is he 6'2"? He's at least 6'2".
I don't know that tall to me.
Yeah, he's at least 6'2". Bare minimum. My point is he's taller than 5'9".
He is, what's this? 5'11".
He's only 5'11".
Yeah.
I thought he was 6 foot plus, maybe because he's built stocky. But it pause. But it is what it is. Like I was saying, he should still win that. He's not 6 feet. Yeah, I'm saying he's not even 6 foot. I'm saying 6 foot flat. All right, my point is, you don't have to be, you can be tall and be 6 foot and still lose headers. We've seen the two best centre-backs in the first 2 game weeks make mistakes that have cost their teams. But people don't talk about it. That had been Martinez. That had been Martinez. But hey, here's what it is.
Yeah.
That's on Chelsea. Chelsea only got them players to blame. For me, Havertz, Sterling, Jorginho, Mendy, Thiago Silva. There's your 5. Take your pick. You've conceded 2 goals, and
the ball that Reece James put across for Havertz, how he missed
and
that.
two players are at fault for one of the goals you conceded and one for the other. And then your 2 attackers, you want it to fall to Sterling, maybe not Havertz, and they've missed chances. Is what it is. Mount should probably do better with one he had. He should at least hit the target.
Reece James' finish was good though for the goal.
Oh yeah, Reece James' finish was
Sterling, good amount of power on that.
Yeah, absolutely. He just scores goals at the back post according to some.
I want to talk about City as well.
Talk about it. You want to get into
because I actually watched the City game in terms of the 3 o'clocks in it because I wanted to watch Erling Haaland.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I watched it innit, and I thought we had a calm game, but then obviously I saw everyone's reactions, 8 touches, 2 passes completed, and all of that stuff, and I was just like, I can tell who watched the game and who didn't, kind of thing, innit? Because when I watched Erling Haaland, I did not see Erling Haaland as a problem to decide in terms of build up or anything. Erling Haaland literally in those 8 touches, for example, got an assist. His overall movement in terms of, there was a point where I think Phil Foden put in a phenomenal ball. Not phenomenal ball, slightly overhit, but in terms of the area that it went in, Haaland made that good run kind of thing, innit? I'm just like, he was doing a lot of stuff like that, but then Erling Haaland, for example, still got the blame for the 8 touches. I just don't think that was right. And I know people are going to say, for example, Lukaku did the exact same thing last year when, and I think Sky made a video about it, and I understand that. But I genuinely thought Erling Haaland had a good game.
I think because they won, it takes away from it, and he gets an assist as well. But he's bedding into a new system, people. He's put it this way, if this continues, that's where I think it's a problem. But I don't see this continuing, where he only gets 7 touches. City have been playing for a long time without a focal point like him, like an actual more traditional 9. They've been playing with a false 9. Now it's different. The goal he scored against West Ham, I don't think there's any City players, maybe minus Sterling, who scores that type of goal. Because it's not really the type of goal that it's a new, again, similar to Ten Hag when we're talking about adapting and being new to the league and to a new team. It's the same for Haaland. New team, new league, new players. And it's new for De Bruyne picking up the ball, or Gundogan, or Foden, or Mahrez, or whoever. The fullbacks, whether it's Cancelo, Kyle Walker, etc. So again, if this happens 2, 3, 4 games and like from here, and he has 7, 8 touches, then it's a problem. Guarantee you the next game he'll be fine. They're just working out the chinks. They just figuring stuff out.
The assist he done very well in terms of holding the man off and getting the passing towards it. Gundogan, I think, innit? And this is another one. Foden should have literally squared it. Haaland would have scored that goal.
Like,
And then what? For example, in 9 touches, Haaland gets a goal and assist. Are we still complaining?
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, by the way, sensational.
Second goal, the second goal was quality.
Sensational. That entire performance, incredible. And I said this here. You see Kevin De Bruyne now further forward, closer to the goal, where maybe he has less defensive, for example, duties kind of thing. Boy, this could be an incredible season for KDB. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Kevin De Bruyne will win Player of the Year in the Premier League. But I think this year will be he rightly deserves it kind of thing, isn't it?
It's not given just because of his name tag.
Yeah. I can't, it could be an incredible season. And Gundogan, fair play to him, quality as well. I think the entire team was really, really good. But the thing is that people nowadays watch every game with gender wanting opposite team players to fail rather than enjoying it sometimes. Yeah. I said this here, like, as much as we're meant to hate City, as a football fan, City play phenomenal football. Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best players in the world, or one of the best players we've probably seen in his position in the Premier League, for example. Just have to enjoy a play sometimes. And Kevin De Bruyne is one of them.
Yeah, people just don't want to give credit. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. People don't want to give credit, man.
I also wanted to touch on Forest West Ham. Did you get to watch it?
I didn't watch Forest West Ham, no. So that's on you.
Jesse Lingard derby. He had fake banknotes chucked at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look, hating, man. Why? Because that man's getting his money.
No, I'll be honest. I love that. I absolutely love that. Give me a bit of rivalry. Give me a bit of spice to the game. And obviously Lingard was involved in the goal, even though he scuffed the shot.
Love that, man. People hating, man. Like, yo, let that man get his money. He wouldn't go, all of us would go Nottingham for 200k. 100%. I'd sell Bainesy for 200k. And I love him. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is.
I wouldn't blame you either.
Exactly. You'd be like, yeah, sell me. Exactly. Yeah. And vice versa. 100%. You lot in the chat, you're real G's. I'd sell any of you lot for 100k. It's a wrap.
This as well, Dean Henderson, sensation. Penalty save. Well. There was another save. What was it? Ooh, I think it was Pablo Fornals had a shot in it, hit the crossbar. I can't remember who followed it up. Dean Henderson made a brilliant save as well, innit?
Yeah.
Fair play to him, innit? Because obviously a lot of people criticize Dean Henderson going into the season about him doing the talking and stuff, innit?
Well, he delivered that game.
As I said, currently, in my eyes, he was good the first game. You're backing up your talking.
He shouldn't have got beat at the net post like that, though. The first game we're talking about. Yeah, against Newcastle. That's not good.
Well, in terms of that banger?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think that was unsavable.
That's just...
Like, don't get me wrong, keeper might make that save, but it was still a very, very good strike.
Yeah, it was a good strike, but I'm still looking at it.
And I think
anytime my keeper gets beat at the near post, I'm like, yeah, that's not it.
And the rest of this game, I really, really like Dean Henderson. Because I'll be honest, I watched both Forest's games somehow this year, or so far. The atmosphere, by the way, for that stadium, phenomenal.
Yeah,
like, it was the first game in 23 years, incredible atmosphere.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be rocking, 100%. And Lingard will be fine there. How did Lingard play in general?
He was all right. Like, the first game I watched Forest against Newcastle, boy, they were struggling bad. Yeah. The entire midfield was shocking and all of that stuff, but...
How about Declan Rice?
He was all right. He was all right.
I missed the penalty. All right, cool. Yeah,
I'll be honest. I have a bit of bias to Declan Rice, though.
Yeah, I know that's your guy, and that's your man's. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll be honest. I think the Forest, they're signing Hassan Aouar as well, innit? From Lyon.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'll be honest though. I do think he's slightly overrated.
Talk about it.
Because there was a point where he was linked to a move to Arsenal, innit? I remember at that time, I'm like, he's not that good. Like, I don't think he's a shocking player. Like, he's a good signing for Forest, but the way certain people were talking about him, I was like, you clearly haven't watched him over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And there was another thing as well. They signed Neil Maupay as well.
Could be a good signing for them. Neil Maupay will get you goals. He'll get you goals. I bet if you look at his Brighton record, he'll score. He'll gets you goals and assists. But where they're just trying to survive. Neil Maupay is that type of striker.
That's what you to the owner as well, because it's been nearly over 100 million baht now.
Yeah, man, they going for it.
They signed Czech Kouyaté as well for 15.
Wait, Czech Kouyaté that used to play for Palace.
Or was it free? Yeah.
That okay, I didn't know that. I've not watched for him.
Brendan Johnson, he's a good player. I said it last year. He looks decent.
And to James, who says about the United MNF doing a tier system, drop it in the chat because I didn't know about that. I didn't watch MNF, so you're gonna have to
today?
Drop it in the chat.
Interesting.
I don't know when. If it is,
No,
drop
I
it in
actually
the-
want to see that. If you look got a link to it, like a little picture,
yeah,
should be
let us know.
interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he impressed me, and that Nico Williams guy, both ex-Liverpool academy players, in it. Thought he looked alright. So fair play to Forest. Nunes starts against Palace, good. I'll watch that. Anything else? Villa Everton. Did you watch it?
Which game? No, it was
Villa
an early
Everton.
kick. Nah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Early kick. I ain't watching
You're
Everton. Are you
lucky.
crazy?
Shocking
I ain't
game.
watching Everton Villa, man. Are you mad?
Like, don't get me
Nah.
wrong, second half livened up a bit.
I'm saying, because
Especially last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes was a decent game.
Yeah. I was playing
Troy, I
football.
can't
I was
believe
playing
it,
football myself. That's why I didn't see it. I was playing ball myself, and I'm back playing ball. So early kicks is a myth for me.
It was a shocking game, and I said this the other day with Ty. I don't like the Coutinho signing.
Talk why?
Because I said this, like, you know, when you look at the Aston Villa team,
Yeah.
don't you think, as like from you looking from the outside, maybe Villa fans think about it differently, but they're very central based. They don't have many wingers, kind of thing, natural wingers.
Okay.
And let's be honest, I feel like one of the main reasons Coutinho was signed because of Gerrard. But I think that was the wrong player to sign. Like, Buendia, for example, when he came on, looked better than Coutinho. Like that's just my opinion. I think the money could have been used elsewhere because he's probably on a bit like decent
Did they
wage.
not sign more did they not sign more wide players like the likes of Bailey?
Yeah, they signed Bailey, but who else?
Who else? I'm sure there's another wide player they signed. Let us know in the chat. Can't remember off the top of my head.
And now, this is where I do feel sorry for Steven Gerrard to an extent. Diego Carlos out for 6 months now.
I've seen him put out a post saying,
ruptured his
Achilles
Achilles.
tendon.
Yeah, second game of the season. Like, you have to feel sorry for him. 29 years, coming to the Premier League, bang, gone. Season done.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Peak.
I don't know if he was in the Brazil squad as well, but if he was, that's it, he's out.
Well, yeah, that's peak.
So that's a massive loss. Jacob Ramsey as well, yeah, I said this. I love Jacob Ramsey as a player, by the way. I think he's incredible. I want to see how he develops this year and maybe what happens after this window, because I do feel like he's probably warranted a bigger move. Because I think last year he got Aston Villa's Fans Player of the Year and Players Player of the Year, I think it was.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If Villa were to build a team around someone, it has to be him. If obviously he stays past this year, because I think his brother plays in the academy as well, isn't it? Aaron Ramsey's part of the under-19 squad that won the Euros for England.
Right. So man said there, JJ said thoughts on the Vardy links. Yo, we just gonna get linked with everybody.
Yeah,
Ain't no truth to
that's
that.
pretty much it.
Yo, I want to ask you about this. You surprised Tielemans still at Leicester and nobody's made a bid for him, even if it's
I
abroad?
think we end up at Arsenal.
You still think Arsenal will go in?
Yeah, let's be honest here. It was like a bit. Realistically, I think Leicester would have won it 30 million, and now apparently the price is 25.
You think we should get him for that? Are you a fan of him?
I don't like. As I said, I still worry about him off the ball, but on the ball, he has his qualities, kind of thing, innit?
Okay.
I said this, like, the more the window goes on, the more Leicester are gonna have to sell because he's not signing a new contract. So Arsenal played this very, very clever. Because let's be honest, the first 2 games they've already won in the season. They didn't need Tielemans for those first 2 games. So even if you bring in Tielemans towards the end of the window, the fee they're gonna ask for has to be less. Because they're in no position. Because in January, for example, you can negotiate with a club outside of the Premier League or outside of England for free. He's not signing a new contract.
Why his contract went out 2023?
Yeah. I'll be honest, Leicester, I worry about, Like, I don't get me wrong, they lost 4-2. Don't get me wrong, we're playing them in a couple of weeks. They'll probably beat us.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I don't think they made any signings. Lost Kasper Schmeichel. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Kasper Schmeichel was brilliant for Leicester last year. But there's certain players that are like very, very big in the dressing room, for example.
Yeah.
I think Kasper Schmeichel is that guy for Leicester. I think
makes sense. He's been there a long, long time. He's one of the senior players, captain, all that type of stuff.
When that incident happened with the owner, for example, he was one of the first people that reacted. He took a massive, massive lead to that. And that's why I'm like, I don't know like how the dressing room's going to be after that kind of thing. Innit? Obviously, Tielemans wants to leave. Maddison, there's always been that link to Newcastle, for example. I don't know, man. Ricardo Pereira's out with that injury that he suffered the other day. I think Harvey Barnes is out for 6 weeks, was it? Or it might be longer, I can't remember. Leicester, man. They're an interesting side. I think this will probably be the year Brendan Rodgers is going to have to go.
Yeah, I think that cycle's over at that team. 110%. The cycle's over. Like, he's been there, it's his players, and yeah, it's a wrap. Like, I talk to Neil all the time. Shout out to Neil, who's a Leicester fan. And he's been saying this. He said it all last season. They're just bad. Players ain't listening. Brendan Rodgers making weird decisions. They just need a fresh start. Brendan Rodgers needs a fresh start. Leicester needs a fresh start. Because they do, one thing about him is they do recruit very well. So if you get a manager, and I'm surprised they don't go and get a Graham Potter, maybe a Patrick Vieira, somebody like that. I'd have to.
You think Graham Potter would want that job? Like, it's a step up from Brighton in my eyes, but
yes, it could be
a big enough step up.
What, when you look at it, I would put Leicester in that group. So you have the big six.
Yeah.
And I put Leicester in the second group.
Second tier,
Yeah.
But then you could also argue,
go on.
If I'm Graham Potter, England are going to be in the World Cups this year. Let's be honest, you can never trust England in a major tournament. If Southgate does underperform, that England job could be available for someone like Graham Potter.
But that doesn't take away, whether he's at Leicester or Brighton, he's going to take that England job regardless.
Okay, then let me ask you this.
Go on.
If I'm Graham Potter, Antonio Conte is a manager that we know doesn't stay long at Tottenham or at clubs. In 12 months' time, for example, or let's say 18 months' time for Conte, because let's be honest, he's going really well right now. That job could be available.
True.
Brighton to Tottenham, I think that's a very good step up in terms of you're not jumping too high, but you're jumping to a decent level in terms of where Tottenham will probably be at the stage where they need a rebuild. In terms of like...
Yeah, what you're saying makes sense.
After Conte kind of thing, innit?
That's the Poch route. Because Poch did that. He was at Southampton, then went Spurs, and then you get your big job. So maybe it's for him, Brighton, Spurs, and then you get your big jump. 100%. Yeah, it makes sense. If I'm him, I probably do stick around at Brighton and wait for the Spurs job. That's what I would do. But then again, you stick around at the Brighton job and maybe wait for the England job. Potentially. What you're saying both make sense. He's in a good position, to be honest.
Yeah, and his stocks are still rising in terms of tactically. I think he's one of the best. Actually, no, coaching-wise, I think he's one of the best coaches in England.
He's very, very.
I think he has Brighton playing in terms of like the capabilities they have in terms of the plays. He's one of the best. Like, they're one of the best coach teams in world football in my eyes.
He's getting the most out of limited resources. That's what he's doing. He's getting the very most out of that team. Because no one looks at that Brighton team and goes, "What a team! They should be doing this, that, and the third." 100%.
Yeah. This is right as well. Let's speak about Arsenal as well quickly, innit? Martinelli ruined Fofana. Fofana was struggling big time the other day, innit? Xhaka, from what I saw, was really, really good. Gabriel Jesus. That finish was, I think it was the first goal. I saw a video of him, Alexis Sanchez, doing that a couple of years ago, innit? That similar finish. Flipping, incredible. Incredible. Like 2 goals, 2 assists, I think it was that day. Fair play.
Props to him, man. Arsenal doing what they need to do. They played well. I didn't watch too much of the game against Leicester. I watched some of the whole first half of them against Palace and some of the second half. Hey, props to Arsenal. Obviously, I criticize him, but props to Arsenal. Arteta started off the season well, 6 from 6. Look good. Pretty much. New signings look good too.
Salib got on going on Twitter was cooking. Let's be honest, man. What do you want him to do with that goal? Like, don't get me wrong. You could argue it's avoidable, but is it really that bad that you cook him?
Yeah, you know what it's like. People don't need context from him. Come on now. You know this.
Especially when Arsenal won, you like, forget it kind of thing. You made a mistake.
You know what people are like.
That's it. Okay, this is it then. Let's look at this.
Yeah, pull up the list, fam.
This is the tier system that apparently some Monday Night Football chose. Hoy, flipping out. There's already some massive things I disagree with.
What's green? Bruno. Green.
Okay, wait, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, green.
So major signings since summer 2013, and they ranked it in terms of green, amber, red. Red obviously was some of the worst signings. Amber, mid. Green, some of our best signings. So they said Zlatan and Bruno for green.
Zlatan I can hear because we were actually successful.
One season, 1 trophies.
Yeah, like he won 2 trophies. Zlatan
this is shocking, man.
Yeah, this is abysmal. This is absolutely abysmal. How's Diallo in red? How many games has Diallo played for us? That is outrageous.
Let's look at this a bit closely.
Yeah, go on.
Ander Herrera, amber, I'll be honest. I liked Ander Herrera at United. If you're going to put him in amber, I think that's fine. Shaw's not amber after being here 8 years.
Shaw is not amber.
Nemanja Matic amber I could because I like the man in my age. I think he was a decent servant for the club. Fred Amber, I could hear to an extent, but you also paid £50 million for him. Maguire is not Amber. Don't make me laugh. Cavani,
he's not Amber.
but I wouldn't. Cavani, that first season, he was all right, I think, innit?
This is outrageous.
If you're looking at his entire stint, then obviously you're probably going to have to say a red. But I think the first season, if it was first season, it would have been Amber. Ronaldo, 18 goals first season, you say Amber because he went shocking. Fellaini's not red. Fellaini's definitely not red.
I don't think Fellaini was a red.
Like I said, Fellaini popped up with decent big moments for the side.
Yeah.
One matter red, based on what? Like, I said this, like, if you're basing it on terms of the expectation that he came to the club, then I can understand. But in terms of one matter, like, especially the first couple of years, he was a decent servant.
Decent, but we ruined him in it. That's why I could hear him in red. Well, that's more someone else. Not playing. He's a number 10. We never played him as a 10. Played him out wide.
Yeah, like, you can't put him in red and then put Harry Maguire and Amber, for example, innit?
Oh, that's outrageous. That is outrageous.
Rojo red.
Outrageous. Yeah, I hear that.
Di Maria red, you can hear it. Blind red. How? I disagree with that.
I'd put Blind Amber.
Yeah, Memphis Depay red, I can hear.
Yeah, cool.
Bastian Schweinsteiger red, here.
Cool.
Darmian red. Not mad. Couldn't really care less about Darmian. Schneiderlin red, I can hear. Martial, I think it's probably Amber.
Yeah, I think I put him in Amber.
Yeah, I think Martial is an Amber. Unless it depends on how these lot done it. If it's in terms of expectation when he first came, Golden Boy, Ballon d'Or, then it's a different story. But I don't think his career at United, especially for maybe other than the last 2 years, has been that bad kind of thing, isn't it? Bailly red, I can understand, doesn't play. Mkhitaryan, not mad at red. Paul Pogba.
No, Mkhitaryan red. Yeah, Pogba. How's Pogba's Amber?
Pogba's Amber. Lindelof's also Amber.
I don't even like Lindelof. I put him Amber. Lukaku. As much as I dislike him,
Lukaku's Amber.
He's probably Amber. Yeah, I was going to say that. As much as I dislike him, Amber. Sanchez definitely red.
Dallo, you say
both.
Amber as well.
I'd hear Amber or red.
Yeah, like it's not too bad. Dan James, you can understand.
Red.
Wan-Bissaka, you can understand.
Red. Donny in red is criminal because you just never got a shot.
Yeah, but
that's criminal.
I'll be honest, you can't really fight that case kind of thing, innit?
He's
I don't really care. Teller is red, I can hear. Ahmad harsh.
He's not played.
Someone like Ahmad just shouldn't be included because you're buying for the future with someone like him, innit?
He's not out. If you ain't started, listen. If you haven't started 4 games in a row in the league, you can't be ranked. This is why I'm not having it with Donny or Diallo. That's ridiculous. That is outrageous.
Sancho red, I can hear from his first season, and Varane red, I can hear from his first season.
Outrageous behavior.
I'll be honest, it's an interesting list, isn't it? Like, some of them I think are right. Some of them
some of that list is criminal.
Yeah, some of them are quite wrong. You know in the comments here, who chose this list? Was this Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher together, or was this like a fan vote?
This is crazy.
And make sure you guys like the video as well.
Yeah, see the like button on the video of you. Crazy. So
interesting breakdown of United's recruitment hit rate post 2013 from Neville. So Neville done it.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, no surprise. Bruno in green.
Interesting. Fair play to Samuel Luckers though. Samuel Luckers said would have had Mata and Fellaini in amber and Shaw and Maguire in red. Even the Greens, Ibra's second season was a disaster and Fernandes has been dire for nearly a year.
I don't put any of our signings in green, to be honest.
Zlatan, I could kind of hear, because Zlatan, when he first came in, won.
I'm just saying, personally, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but Zlatan, even though I was heavily critical of his first year, he still came in, scored goals, won trophy. Second season, let's be honest, he came from a serious injury.
True, sir.
And he was 36. And then at that point, we had already signed Romelu Lukaku. Because remember, Zlatan initially left and then we re-signed him.
Shit, I forgot about that.
And then remember Zlatan got the 10 after.
I do not remember.
Because Zlatan was the 9, wearing the number 9 in his first season, second season he got 10. So I think Zlatan thing's a bit harsh.
Zlatan I can hear for green. I'm just saying personally I'd put him in amber.
No, but calling his second season a disaster.
Oh, disaster, yeah.
There's a lot of context that goes into that.
Facts. This is outrageous. know what I'm saying? Like, this is Maguire and Amber's outrageous. That is just.
But I'll be honest though, like I think the scary thing is the amount of people in red. Like I think that's the bigger picture that should be taken.
You could literally put all of them in red. There isn't anyone. I'm personally not putting anybody in green.
No, but even say at most putting 2 people in green.
Yeah.
You're telling me in 9 years of signing, you've only had 2 successes.
Yep. That goes back.
And then if I was to do Manchester City's or Liverpool's,
there's a lot in green.
Exactly. And I don't even have to think on the top of my head.
Yeah. Man said his goal saved. I don't hear it. Saved us from.
No, I think he's being sarcastic. Alien Tenor has definitely been sarcastic.
I was just making sure in it because I don't know with people in it. If you're being sarcastic,
but I'll be honest, big up Alien Tenor, CR7 Amber, his goal saved. I said this here. Ronaldo's season last year was a 6 out of 10 at most. And
yeah, 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 is Amber.
Yeah,
it's Amber.
That's what I ranked it is Amber. So I think that's fair because he's only doing it 1 year. Jadon Sancho was literally, let's be honest, a 2 or 3. Varane, same thing.
No.
So that's why I think red. See, I can't tell if he's being serious or not. No, he saved us from relegation. But big up Aiden Tenno. Hope you're good.
Sure.
Hope you're good.
Like nobody else wouldn't score the goals if he weren't here. We scored more goals without him the season before, but we move.
Big up Simply Balling said Gary Neville didn't want Conte working United. Yeah, but listen.
I get that.
You're all gonna have your silly takes. For example, innit? Big up Surfer as well, Maguire is definitely green. Shut your mouth, man. But anyway, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, big up for having me as always, Bainesy. I always enjoy this show. It's always good working with you. One of my favorite content creators, people. Make sure as well. Why would I lie about that? Why? You know me. I'm a lot of things, yeah. I'm a lot of things. Why would I lie about that? When I dislike people, I let it be known. If I ask you right now, which content creator do I least like the most, you could tell me.
Who?
You know. Who
Ryan.
do I give the most shit to? See, of course it's Ryan. Okay. You know what I'm saying in that? You know this. If I disliked you, you would know this. You know what I'm saying? Second behind him is Prime. That is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know these things. But yeah, man, big up. Large up the chat as always. Make sure you continue to support Bainesy and support Stats, Facts, and Vibes, man. Just love to everyone. And as United fans, to all the United fans, don't let this team get you down. You know what I'm saying? And Seth is lying, by the way. And don't let I've literally called you a GOAT before, like, publicly. Well, yeah, don't let United get you down, people. Like, don't do that. But that's it, man. You got anything you want to add, fam?
Nah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably be back tomorrow with Ty and Biz, more United-based show. Wednesday, I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah, shit. In terms of future shows, yes, I'm going live in like 10 minutes, people. Liverpool, Crystal Palace watch-along on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. That will be going down. Then 11 p.m.
It's a game today, man. I want to go to sleep.
8 p.m. And then 11 p.m. The Man in United podcast meets Ballers at the Bridge podcast meets Talking at Tottenham Talk podcast. So myself, Peter, and Jez talking all things United, Chelsea, and Spurs. So you got 2 more shows from me today, people. 2 more shows, both on the YouTube. So get over to the YouTube now. We're going live in like 10 minutes.
I'm going to say Wednesday next Premier League Fantasy show. I'll be honest, you see last week, I think I uploaded 7 videos in 7 days, innit? I just couldn't fit that show in.
Jesus, Bainesy and that. Let's go, Bainesy.
Told you. Now, this is where the grind starts on YouTube, innit?
Let's go. Love that, man.
See, look at this. Tomorrow, I got a video with Ty and Biz, hopefully.
Let's go.
Wednesday, I might do a video on Kobe Maynard from the Academy. Thursday, show with Saeed. Friday, I think, or something. Back on the weekend, innit? And I think United are playing on a Monday. I'll be honest, I'm not doing a match reaction on Monday. The game ends at like 10. I'll do it the next day or something, innit? But big up everyone for watching. Make sure you guys like the video.
Yes.
Enjoy the heat. And hopefully Palace win today. Big up everyone.